Hi everybody, it's Sharon from Blessed Craft Creations. Thank you for joining me today. I'm so excited because it's Saturday. It's when, on the weekends or my days where I can sit down and craft, and it is going to be a wreathathon or wreath explosion because I have several wreaths. So this video is going to be a little bit different from the other ones. Most of my techniques are already on other videos, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you me making these videos. So I'm going to kind of speed it up, but I just want to kind of explain, I want to let you know what I'm going to do. So when you start watching, you're like, where is she going? So why is it, sped up like that? I'm going to do the base. I have about, I can't even count them. I think it's like 3 or 4, maybe even 5 wreaths that I need to do. So today I'm trying to focus on doing the bases, just the bottom part, and I'm gonna do all the bases first, and then I'll go back and start adding my ribbon and everything. But I'm gonna let you watch me make these, okay? So I'm gonna try to, hopefully you'll be able to keep up with me. This video will be done over the course of several days. There is absolutely no way for me to do 4 or 5 complete wreaths in one day. It is just not possible. Even if I start from sun up and work all the way to sundown, my eyes will be crossing by the time I finish. So this is going to be over a course of a couple of days, and I will, once I'm done with everything, I'll put up there which wreath is which, and put some more descriptions and all that down at the bottom. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and start because I don't want my videos to be too long. This one, I started this one last night, and I apologize. I have my heat press here. Oh, you can see that my heat press is here, so I have smaller amount of space than what I had before to work with in my craft room. I'm trying not to take over my husband and my kids' space over there too. But this is the burlap wreath that I did before. I think most people call it a braid wreath. I've seen a couple of other ones too, but I started this one last night, and these are the colors. And what I did before was the burlap with the blue, but this particular person wants the kind of the red or deep burgundy. I'm not sure what color that is, but anyway, it's a pretty color. So I started this one last night. I did not have enough burlap, so that's why I still have this section here to finish, and then I'll put the big wreath up there like I did before. And that's why you see all these little things right here. So I just wanted to explain that. So that will be wreath number 1, okay? The burlap. Okay, everybody, this is going to be wreath number 2. And this is the first time I have ever done a voice overture, so y'all bear with me just a little bit. Normally I'm talking through my videos as I'm making them, but it would be impossible for me. Well, not really impossible, but the videos would be very long because all of these wreaths, which it turned out to be 5, took over 2 days to make. So I'm pretty sure you don't want this in real time with me talking and everything through it. Okay, so this wreath has the garnet, it has the black, and also the silver. These are 10-inch Deco meshes. That's what it is. It's 10 inches, and I cut each one of these rolls anywhere between 10 to 12 inches long. So it's a 10-inch Deco mesh. And then I cut each one of these anywhere between 10 to 12 inches. Now, you can change however, long or short you want to do it. If you cut them any shorter than 10 inches, then your rolls are going to be, you're going to have to roll it a little bit tighter. Or if you make it longer than 12 inches, then you're going to have some really nice and thick rolls or loops, or what I call them. And this is one of the first methods that I ever use, and it is my fallback. It's what I go to on quite a few of my wreaths. They're so easy to do. They're super easy to do. And it really doesn't take a lot of time. The most time consuming part, of course, it's going to be your prep time, and that's cutting all of these. But if you continue watching, at the very end, I actually run out of the ones that I've cut, and I get my rolls out and I start making some more cuts, and you will see I don't even measure these anymore. I do have a cutting mat that has all the measurements and everything on it, but I basically just eyeball it because I've done these quite a few times now, and I can kind of just tell by looking what will make a good, what will roll up really nice. So I don't fret over it too much. You know, I don't think, no one is going to measure your rolls or your loops on your wreath, so they don't have to be exact. You will have to decide if your wreath is going to be larger or, you know, smaller, whether you're making a 16-inch or a 24-inch or 36-inch wreath, whatever your frame is. That will kind of matter to you of how much you cut these. And I usually use, I believe this is a 24-inch work wreath. I got the work wreath from Carolina Pottery, and the Deco meshes, I did get those from Hobby Lobby. So just continue watching. Again, super duper easy. It's going to be, let me mention this part, and I apologize, that each one of these, the garnet, the silver, and the black, is what I call a group. What I'm doing right now is what I call a group, okay? And I will put 2 of these down for each tie, okay? So that right there was one group. Now, what would make this easier, and probably what I will do on some of my other videos, not the ones on this one, but another one that I'll do after this, you know, maybe about a week or so for now, is to go ahead and put all 6 of these together, like put 2 groups together. That would probably cut back on a lot of time. I don't know why. I guess you know, when I initially started making these, I didn't know, you know, how many I would need to put down for an entire wreath. So, you know, I just kind of do one group at a time, and then, you know, I'll add the second group on top of that. But to cut back on time, there is no reason why you can't go ahead and just make 2 groups, where you have 2 garnets, 2 silver, and 2 black, and just go ahead and put them down at one time. That will probably be a lot easier. And I just have not done that. So that's going to be something that I do to kind of improve. You know, as you go along with things, you make changes, you see where you can do things a little bit faster, more efficient. So that is one of the things I'm going to work on. So continue watching this video for number 2, the Carolina Gamecock inspired wreath. Okay, here we are at wreath number 3. I hope you enjoyed number 2, which was the Carolina Gamecock wreath. Well, now we're stepping on the other side of the border and we are making a Georgia Bulldog wreath. So I am starting out with a 21-inch red Deco mesh, and I am gonna start it off doing the what they call like the bubble method. Really easy to do this. There is absolutely no cutting after, you know, I prep my wreath. It makes it a little easier if you go ahead and pull all of your ties out. You know, that's one of the first things I tell you. And then you just tie it down and then you just make your bubbles. I would probably say my bubbles are the same length as when I do the loops, which would be, I don't know, about 10 to 12 inches. But again, I don't measure it. I just kind of eyeball and see how big I want my bubble to be. So that is what I'm doing here. I'm just laying everything down and I'm kind of flattening it out a little bit. You can make these a lot more poofy. But I want it, because I'm going to add the black and the white loops, so the rolls on top of this, I don't want it to be really, I don't want it to be too puffy. So you can determine how, you know, how big you want those bubbles to be. And I started doing this technique. This is just kind of the foundation part of the wreath, is to put down the 21-inch. And you can probably do this with a 10-inch Deco mesh, but I think the 21-inch just works a little bit better. It makes it a little bit thicker. You can kind of see through it, but by the time I finish adding everything down, you won't be able to see it. And I hope you will continue watching these. This is going to be part 1 for all of these, because of this just being the base videos for all of these meshes. But once you see me put all the ribbons and the embellishments, the signage and everything, this wreath really comes out pretty. It's the second one that I've done for the Georgia Bulldogs. So I'm just finishing putting down just one of these for each tie, and you'll see me in just a minute where I will clip it off, and then I'm gonna go back to Old Faithful, which is the loop method, or just the rolls, which is what I did in video number 1. And once again, you'll see when I put these down, I did it the slow way, and just me sitting here watching these videos, I will make that change to where I go ahead. There will be this is a group, 1 black, 1 white. And coming up in the future, I'm going to go ahead and just put all of them down at one time. So next time I would have 2 black and 2 white. I have no idea why I just have not done that before, because I've been doing this long enough. Like I say, I guess once you sit back and kind of watch, sometimes you see things that you need to do differently. But just so you will see, just for demonstration purposes, the long way of doing it. So I just put down 1 black, 1 white on each tie, and then I will go back and add another black and white to each one. So it will be a total of 2 groups. This is a beautiful, I love red, black, and white anyway, not necessarily Georgia Bulldog, but I just love those colors. They're some of my favorite colors to put together. So please continue watching, and I will catch up with you on the next wreath. I believe I'm on wreath 4. The next one, I can't even keep up. But thank you, and keep watching. Thanks. Okay, here we are at wreath number 4, and I'm calling this a summertime wreath. This turned out so pretty. I really hope that you watch, you go on to the second part of this video, because this wreath, it is actually kind of a Pinterest inspired. I saw one of these on Pinterest, and I thought, oh, what pretty colors, because I wouldn't think to put these colors together, but it turned out actually gorgeous. I mean, it is a beautiful summertime wreath. As you can see, I started off with my 10-inch Deco mesh in orange, and then I also have kind of a fuchsia color, and I'm doing what I did on the previous video, number 3, which is the Georgia Bulldog, and I'm just making the bubbles. So this one is even easier than the other two. There was no cutting that I had to do there. This wreath right here doesn't take very long at all. I just kind of eyeball, as before, how big I want my bubbles to be, and just attach each one to the tie. So I'll go through, and I will put the orange down. And then what you'll see me do is I will put the fuchsia Deco mesh. Again, I don't cut anything. I did the bubbles on both of these, for the orange and also the fuchsia. So this part does not take long at all. My cell phone going off. This part does not take long at all. So put down your orange, and then you go back and put down the fuchsia, cut it off, and you're done. You're done. This takes maybe 10-15 minutes tops. And then at the very end, you're going to see how gorgeous this wreath actually turns out. So just keep watching. This is number 3, the summertime wreath, with the gorgeous, the really pretty, vibrant orange and fuchsia 10-inch Deco mesh. Okay, everybody, we finally made it to wreath number 5. This is the Beach Life, and I have to say that I saved the best for last, and I didn't even realize I was doing that when I made this video. This has got to be probably the prettiest one out of all of them, out of all 5 that I am showing you today. I have been wanting to do a beach or salt life inspired wreath for quite some time now, but I just never took the time to purchase all the supplies, so I finally decided to do that. And I got this mesh from Crafting Outlet. I will make sure I put the description down below, but this is a burlap, and that white that you see kind of intertwined there, that is cotton. I did not realize that when I purchased this. I didn't know that that was going to be there. I just thought it was going to be kind of like a white burlap. But you can see it sticks out a little bit. It is super soft, and this is just unique. I love it. I had no idea. So once I start putting down, I was just so excited because I'm like, this is really going to turn out to be a pretty wreath. I love the colors, the browns, and this very light kind of powder blue. And I'm using the same technique that I used for the last couple of wreaths that I did. I think number 2, 3, and 4, I did the bubbles. So there was no cutting here. I just kind of eyeballed. I don't have a ruler, as you can see. No one is going to come by and take a ruler to your wreath and make sure that you have all of these your bubbles the same size, or they should not do that. Remember, crafting is supposed to be stress-free. So I don't have a ruler. I just kind of eyeball everything and what looks good. You can tell if one of your bubbles is too big, you will be able to see that, or if one is too small. So just make the adjustment. So I love this. I put one down on each one. I just went around, and you'll see me just in a few minutes. I'm going to cut and then kind of tuck the end where you won't be able to see it. And I still have quite a bit of this left. This particular way of doing it, when you do the bubble method, it doesn't take as much of your mesh as trying to do the rolled, or what I call the loop method, where you pretty much use your entire roll. This will not do that. I had quite a bit of this left over. So I'm trying to wait till we get to the next part so I can show you, because I did use a different method for the next part. I didn't do the rolls like I normally do. But look how pretty that's shaping up already, and I haven't added anything. It's just the first layer to this. The colors, and you can see all those little pieces of cotton right there, and just tuck it. Alright, so then I'm going to take the blue and the white, and this isn't regular Deco mesh like before. This is what they call, I believe it's poly Deco mesh, and you can see there's nothing shiny or anything like that through there. I did not want that. I wanted something that was going to be plain, and I'll put the descriptions to this again down below, so you will be able to see where I got everything from online. But I did one of these before where I just roll it. You lay it down flat, not roll it, but you pinch it in the middle. Okay, and see how I just gather it up in the middle? It looks like a bow tie or a butterfly. And then you just kind of, you can put them down on all of them. You know, I didn't do that. I just kind of put them sporadically, and I alternated which color was going to be on top, whether I wanted blue on top or white on top. And there's a reason why I did that. If you watch part 2 of these videos where I start putting all the embellishments and everything down, you'll see there was a method to my madness. But I'll just kind of show you one more time, or I'll kind of explain one more time what I did here. And you could do the rolled method like I've been doing on all of them, but I wanted to do something a little different. So sit it down, scrunch it up in the middle, lay it down flat, scrunch it up in the middle, and then pinch it and put one down on your tie. Okay? So keep watching. Again, this is number 5. This is the Beach Life, very pretty, gorgeous wreath. And then I will see you on part 2, where you get to see me put down all of the ribbons and embellishments.